Hello, hello. I'm Cotton, and today I'll be drawing 2 OCs in my style. The first 2 OCs will be selected by a wheel, and the third one will be selected by me. So let's get started. This is the OC submitted by Ally Anime Lover. Her description says she's a very independent and shy person who loves the outdoors. She has grayish-blue hair that's long and grayish-green eyes. She always wears that shirt and skirt, but different colors sometimes, and she loves to wear boots. So I decided to show her laying in the grass to show that she loves the outdoors. To be honest, this illustration is the one that I struggled the most with. But I really love the chill vibes that she gave off, and I love characters who have bangs. Maybe I don't like looking at people's foreheads, but I automatically love a character more if they have bangs. I normally use an airbrush for my sketches, but this time I decided to use a different pen, which I don't remember the name of, but don't plan to use again. I still prefer an airbrush. The hand I drew here was in a really complicated pose, so I don't think I got it completely right, but at least I tried, and had the liquify tool there, of course, to help me. We're gonna fast forward to the line art because this is just me repeating my sketch 3 times. Here, I changed the color of my sketch so I could see my line art better. For the line art, I'm using the brush Pen Fade. Although I used to use the fashionable pen for line art, but then I changed to Pen Fade because I thought it looked smoother. Which one do you prefer, Pen Fade or the fashionable pen? Tell me below in the comments. For the coloring, I use the regular digital pen, and I go in along the lines to make sure that I get all the coloring in the line art. I then created another layer, then clipped it to the gray masking part, and just started coloring. Then I did some hair shading, and for the background, I just kind of filled in some colors and grabbed a flower brush. And that's it. Now it's time for the next OC. This OC was submitted by Elise. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. If I pronounce it wrong, please tell me. Well, since this OC didn't really have a description, I decided to make a pose based off her body language. She looks like she was trying to be more outgoing, but she still felt a little stiff. So I chose this pose that I saw on Pinterest because I thought it really fit her. Whenever I draw arms, I kind of just turn them into tubes and then copy and paste them so I can move them around until they're the same length. I also made sure that she's really hugging her arms in tight together to show that she's not really comfortable, but she knows she wants to pose. I struggled here to figure out what eye shape I wanted to do because it was mostly covered by her glasses, but I ended up going with this one. Then I drew the hairline so I knew where the hair bangs kind of start. I always recommend drawing a hairline because I've noticed a lot of people end up receding the hair back too much if there is no hairline, or putting it down too much. So it's really good to keep track of where it is. But if it affects your art style, of course, you don't have to do it. It's just my advice. I really enjoyed sketching her clothes. I don't know, there was just something about the fashion and the way the belts are. I really want a skirt like that. I thought it was super cute. Next, I started drawing in the sleeves and the arms. This part, I kind of was a little confused about because I wanted to make sure that they flared out at the end, but was still kind of tight to her elbow area. But I think I eventually got it with enough liquify tool, of course, my best friend. And the little swirlies that come off her sleeves are pretty cute and cool. I drew some really simple socks that are really easy to do. Just the wrinkles and, the cuffy thingy, whatever that's called, on the top of socks. I finished cleaning up my sketch and moved on to my favorite part of drawing, the eyes. I first started off with my Pen Fade and just started slowly coloring things in. I tried to add glasses, but it looked kind of awkward, so I added them later. I use an off-white for the irises, not the irises, the sacrula, and I use a brown for the irises, and then add a little bits of red to them to give it the little bit of pop. And this is where I start to make a mistake. Then accidentally use the digital pen for the line art. Though it's not the pen that I prefer, I still think it looks good. I then do some simple coloring with some simple lighting, and do a simple background kind of inspired by the one that was shown in the picture. Finally, I add a little bit of screen tones on top of the hair, and I'm finished. Finally, for the OC specifically chosen by me was submitted by Catnip. Her description says her name is Sadie. She's a clown and she's very joyful. 19, going on 20, and she loves donuts. The reason why I really wanted to do this character was because her design was looking absolutely scrumptious. And I don't think I've ever really drawn a crown before. Unless gestures count, because I draw Pomni a lot. For the pose, I couldn't really find a reference that I liked, so I decided to make my own by making circles and boxes, and then I kind of went over it with the body shapes. Then I started working on my favorite part, the eyes, and added lots of lashes, because the character also had lots of lashes. I'll be honest, the smile that I drew kind of creeped me out, and for whatever reason reminded me of the Cookie Monster. So don't worry, I'm gonna get rid of it. It's not there to stay. I also really liked the bangs that were on the character. It was just really wild, and I got to have a lot of fun with it. I started going over the body with the details, like the clothes and the hair, and adjusting the body parts as needed. These clothes are so fun. I might start dressing like a clown. These were so cool. And also, here's where I draw a better mouth. Much better. I start doing some final adjustments to the sketch and copy and pasting the arm, because that'll be much easier to make sure that they're the same length. And cutting it half, like exactly where the elbow would probably most likely be, so it kind of looks more playful. Finally, I do the line art, starting with my favorite part, the eyes, and this time using the right pen, the Pen Fade. Doing those small little details on the line art is probably my favorite part of line art. Finally, I filled in the colors, added herself in the background, and some confetti. This one was definitely my favorite. I hope all of you liked the drawings that I did, and thank you to everyone who submitted it. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye bye.